I often get tunnel vision, or maybe sometimes I would say lost in the sauce when living my present life. It's hard to have perspective for the past when you're looking so far or even so close into the future. I feel like there are like a couple things that I'm on the very brink of discovering and moving into that different phase of life, and it's all so exciting. I'm like the most looking forward to those things, and it's really interesting because there's no actual promise that I'm gonna get the things that I want, except for like a feeling, you know? Just, I don't know if it's in the back of my head or in the bottom of my heart that I feel these things, but I know that something is changing right now. And I'm really excited for it. I think that having the perspective on the past is really, really good to fight that tunnel vision, I guess. Because there's so many, like, in my day-to-day life currently, it feels like I'm running a marathon and the finish line keeps getting further and further away from me, and I am not looking backwards because you're not supposed to. But then when I do, I see how far I've come, and that the goalposts aren't actually moving forward. It's just my perspective in the moment right now, and I am getting closer and closer to my goals and building the life that I can be really happy in. And like, even in my YouTube videos from like 3 months ago, you can tell how like just there has been a definitely an upward shift in my mood since then. Since then, a lot of things have changed actually for the better, and that definitely contributes. But I guess I just wanted to also set out the reminder for you guys, and also truly mostly myself, that enjoy the present moment. I guess if we're still using the marathon analogy, like, yeah, you're looking towards the finish line, but you have to enjoy each step of the way, or else it's just gonna feel way longer, and you have to enjoy like the actual act of running in order to get anywhere, really. Because if you hate it the entire way, then by the time you get to the finish line, it's not even as good as it could have been. I think oftentimes I make my life more miserable than it has to be by only looking towards the future, and instead of staying present in the moment and being grateful for what I have now, and noticing that I really have changed a lot in this past year and improved so many things just little by little, day by day, you know, all the small little changes that you don't notice until you're a year out, and then you look back on things, and I don't know. So I guess I'm just trying to say that I am trying to be proud of where I came from. Honestly, it's been really hard with like stepping outside of myself for a brief second. Like, everything that's happening in the world right now is like so much, you know, and it's very easy to get lost in the sauce of that and go down all of those like dark rabbit holes, and it's all very real. I feel so helpless, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. I think that it's important to speak about, and we should continue speaking about it, and I guess calling out celebrities with bigger platforms for not saying anything, because it's so easy nowadays to just repost an Instagram thing on your story and then people are satisfied, you know? And I guess the people that choose not to do that when they have like a million followers, I see the perspective of certain people when they're like, well, I'm not educated enough to speak on anything, or like, why should I have to say something because, like, you know, who cares about my opinion? But I think just continuing the cycle of reposting and, you know, getting, like, just saying things about what's happening is important. I am being intentionally vague right now, I guess, because I feel like this applies to, like, every scenario in the world that you could possibly repost, like, helpful information about or speak on. Because, you know, if you have a million followers, those people are mindlessly scrolling on their phone and watching you, so why wouldn't you say something? And it can be really small. It doesn't have to be profound or even intelligent. It just has to be something. I don't know. I thought a lot about that because I want a platform like that. I want to have that reach that those people have already. And it's like, you know, in that scenario, would I be someone that says something? And to be honest, in the past, I feel like my answer would have been different than what it is today, which is like, maybe I shouldn't say anything. But I think as anyone who has like some sort of platform, anyone who like is making any sort of anything that has eyes on it automatically gains that responsibility to then speak out about anything that is bothering them. I mean, like, we can complain about a bunch of garbage, like someone getting our coffee order wrong, and why not just add one more thing to the list, you know? I guess reeling it back in, I'm really trying to be grateful for my present moment, really looking at how far I've come. If you watch any of like my past videos, I'm sure you could see the growth that I've gone through, and it's really actually cool. That's something I really like about YouTube and doing these sorts of videos, where I can see my growth in real time, and some of that tunnel vision gets widened a little bit, at least for a brief period of time. You know, I think just being me personally grateful for what's, like, all the privileges that I have is really, it's really helpful for me to put into perspective, especially when I get all of my dreams, all of those boxes checked. I think I'll just be able to enjoy it a lot more if I'm present right now. I think it's really hard, and especially like part of growing up is like losing your dreams a little bit. I feel like I haven't been like really truly inspired in maybe years, but the difference between me inspired years ago as a kid and me now is that I'm actually doing the things that I wanted to do. And I think younger me would be really proud of where I am now, and also surprised like how quickly things have changed for me. And that's really cool to see because, I don't know, I guess when I was a kid it felt like things were gonna stay how they were forever, and I would never, you know, get out of my house. I would never make art. For a while I wasn't. But the more I do it, the more I practice, the more videos I put out, the more paintings I do, the more solidified in that future I feel. I think that's really special. I'm really glad that the people who do watch my stuff seem to enjoy it. That makes me really happy. I think part of the reason why I want to do it is to help other people, make them happy, even like strangers on the internet. Like, we help each other, and I think that's really cool and like an idealized version of what the internet can be. And I really hope that I continue to foster an environment like that, where there's just like so much community Like, I get to keep sharing my art with you, and you get to keep pushing me forward, and you get to share your struggles with me, and I get to push you forward. Yeah, but I guess my hopes for this is that I get some real connection, even parasocially. And I think I struggle a lot with making pointless content. I feel like I have to put out something that is helpful to people, something that isn't just mindless entertainment. And maybe sometimes I will fail at that and it'll just be like a boring vlog, but I hope that even without some of my brain ramblings, that you still enjoy what I'm putting out, and it still makes your day just like a little bit better, because I know that have been many YouTubers who have done that same thing for me, even like providing like a little rest stop. That reminds me of the Substack that I mentioned in my May media of the month, where it was like, stop before you get tired so that you can actually rest while taking a break, instead of forcing to take a break because you're exhausted and you can't do anything but stop. I feel like a lot of like quality YouTube videos were that for me, and still are, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of videos that I watched to calm my brain before I go to sleep, and it's a lot better than like pointlessly scrolling on TikTok. Not that it hasn't paid off yet, but I'm really anticipating the day that it does. I guess what I'm really trying to say is I'm really thankful for the way that my brain is, and the things that I'm able to do now with this silly little dream that I have, I guess. And I'm really looking forward to all the things, all the doors that it opens up in my future, and the freedom that I think I will gain with that. I'm looking forward to the future, but also trying to be very present and grateful for the right now, the here and now. Yeah, basically I'm trying to strike that balance perfectly. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you want more content from me, specifically art related, then follow my Substack. You could do it for free or support me with a monthly subscription. Completely up to you. Looking forward to making more of these. I hope you enjoyed.